It's Friday, it's Friday, it is Friday, May 7th. Boom, this week went by, didn't it? Today, we are gonna talk about the night before Mother's Day. We're gonna read this book because Mother's Day is Sunday, even though it's not quite the night before Mother's Day. It's 2 nights, but we're going to read that book. We're gonna talk about more and fewer and work on this worksheet right here. And rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Even though the plants love the rain and it helps them grow, Pooh Bear doesn't look too excited about the rain. So we are going to paint today. We're going to paint Pooh Bear. All right, let's jump into this day with I'm smelling, my nose is busy smelling. This is a song I like to sing when I smell most anything. You know, I'm always saying that spring is a yummy time for smelling and honeysuckle is a yummy smell. I have these friends of mine that make these wonderful candles that I'm burning in my house that smell so yummy. So that's another smell that I love. I love the smell when it starts to rain. I love the smell when it's raining. And I love the smell of cotton candy. So I'm hoping that maybe I get to a fair or get to go out somewhere this spring or summer that it's safe and I can get some cotton candy. So those are the things I like to smell. What are some of the things we don't like to smell? Well, I can tell you right now one thing I don't like to smell, and that's stinky feet. Whew, whew, this is my stinky sneaker, especially when I'm out doing yard work or I'm in a puddle and I get my shoes wet. Whew, they can stink. I tell you what, when you play sports too, your feet can stink when you sweat or when they just get muddy. So that's the smell that I don't like. I also don't like the smell of Play-Doh. So that's something, I'm not sure if I shared that with you before, but Miss Schul does not like Play-Doh, don't like the smell of it. So what are things that you like to smell and don't like to smell? Think about those things and we can share them when we're together again. All right, so flutter, flutter, butterfly, floating in the summer sky, floating by for all to see, floating by so merrily. Flutter, flutter, butterfly, floating in the summer sky. Good job. Okay, let's move on to more or fewer. Look at the picture in each box. It's actually a rectangle. And circle the group that has more. Circle the group that has more. So there's 3 groups here. In the rectangle number 1, rectangle number 2, and rectangle number 3. And it says, look at the picture in each box and circle the group that has more. Circle the group that has more. Now, if you wanted to do this, I know you boys don't need to do this, but I'm just going to tell you. If you want to make lines for each, like this tree, that tree, and match them up with the leaves, and you can see that there's 3 leaves. We matched up the 3 trees, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves left. So if we're circling the group that has more, we would be circling the leaves. All right, and then we're going to go down to the second group, the second rectangle. And again, if you need to match up the pictures and see to help you see which has more, you can. I really don't think that you boys need to do that because I think you can count and just see 1, 2. We have 3 flowers here. We look at our bumblebees over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So which group has more? And then head down to here. There's logs and frogs. There's speckled frogs sitting on a speckled log. But there's only 2 speckled logs and there's 4 speckled frogs. So again, you need to figure out this group and this group in this rectangle, which group has more, and circle it. And after you circle the group that has more, now, you know, this is pretty easy. I know that this worksheet's pretty easy for you. There's students that are in my class that it's not so easy because some people learn different things, different ways and quicker than others. But and when you get into kindergarten, there's going to be problems like this, but they're going to be a little tougher. So even if it's easy, let's take our time and make sure we're doing it right. And that even if you want it, if you don't need to draw the lines, maybe it will help you, because when you get into kindergarten, you're going to remember that that's how you do it. Then when you're done, you're going to go back and you're going to start coloring a picture. I'm just doing mine quick. I'm using a marker. And I'm gonna color my frogs while I have my green marker out. 5 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Glub, glub. All right, so you can just take your time, and after you circled the groups that have more, it doesn't matter, you can color the whole thing. After you're done this, you can put it aside and wait to color when it's coloring time. I know that sometimes mommy does the lesson with you and then you color later. So if you don't have time to color now, that's fine. You can put that aside. All right, so the night before Mother's Day. It's a brand new book. I just got this book. So it's my first time reading it. So that's fun. 'Twas the night before Mother's Day, when as quiet as a mouse, Dad told us his plan to get Mom out of the house. Her sneakers were set by the doorway with care, in hopes that her running pals soon would be there. Then out in the yard there arose quite a crowd. "Come on, let's go, girl," her friends shouted real loud. So Mom in her sweatsuit and red baseball cap plugged in her earphones and jogged off with a snap. Away in the kitchen we flew like a flash, as if we were running a 100-yard dash. We measured and mixed a delicious cake batter, then blended the frosting. Oops, way too much splatter. We made fancy cards, adding "I love yous" and a special coupon that Mom could sure use. When Mom came home, she saw the mess in the sink. "What I miss?" she asked. "Nothing," Dad said with a wink. When children then nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of Mommy danced in their heads. The next morning, we presented a giant bouquet. "It's for you, Mom," we cried. "Happy Mother's Day." She read both our cards, and after wiping her eyes, said a private spa session. What a lovely surprise. We took Mom to the kitchen where our spa was set up, and Dad served her black coffee in an extra large cup. We rubbed her shoulders, we massaged her feet. Mom sighed and smiled. "Aren't you kids so sweet?" I wrapped a towel turban to cover her hair. Then we dabbed a mud mask. No mess anywhere. I painted her nails with glittery fun. A top coat of polish, va-vu. Manicure is done. Dad said, the chef will be serving a divine gourmet brunch. That's a meal that comes between breakfast and lunch. So Mom hurried off to go and get dressed. She took seats at the table and we were behaving our best. When what to her wondering eyes should appear but a perfect model of Mother of the Year. Her eyes, how they sparkled. Her brown hair, how curly. Her cheeks were like roses. Her skirt, very twirly. We raised our juice glasses and offered a toast to the world's greatest mom. And that's not a boast. Mom thanked us for everything. It brought her such cheer. She wished it could be Mother's Day every day of the year. The end. And guess what? You're pretty lucky because you have a pretty awesome mom there. So you have to make sure that you give her a very nice Mother's Day. Okay, so rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Well, I like the rain because my flowers are growing and it's washing away all this yucky pollen that's making Miss Sheila sneeze. But I can see why you guys might like it when it's sunny out so we can go out and play. But we're gonna take our watercolors and we're gonna need a little bit of water. Remember, dab our brush in the water and then pick the color you want. Pooh is like I would say he's an orangey yellow, not quite brown. And he always wears a red shirt. And I just like the purple umbrella because I like the poem that we said in April about splish splash, the raindrops fall, splish splash. But my purple duck umbrella will keep me dry when raindrops fall from the sky. So I made my umbrella purple, but you can make it any color you want because it is your creation. All right, there you go with that. And before we go, I just want to talk about the letter O one more time because it's Friday and it's the last day for this. So the capital or the uppercase O is for Oliver. And the lowercase o is for Santino because his name ends with an O. Oliver's name begins with an O. And things that do begin with O. An octopus, an otter, an ostrich, oatmeal, an orange, and I'm going to add an owl, and a Christmas ornament. They all begin with O. All right, so that is the end of our week. I want to take some time and wish your mommy a very happy Mother's Day. And I hope that you give her extra snuggles, extra hugs, extra kisses, and make sure you tell her how much you love her. And you can tell her how much you love her every day. But Mother's Day especially, make sure she knows how much she's loved and how thankful you are for all the wonderful things that she does for you. All right, boys, have a super-de-duper weekend. It's supposed to be nice. I am going to be in Maryland. So I'm hoping that it's going to be nice on the lacrosse field. And I will see you next week. I'm going to see you on the 10th. And hopefully we're going to get in a Zoom call soon. So I'll talk to Mommy about that. All right, keep up the good work, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.